Good morning, everyone. So, in the last class, we finished the chapter vector spaces and subspaces. Today, we are going to start a new chapter which is basis and dimension. Let me quickly give you an overview. So, consider the set R2 with the usual addition and scalar multiplication. Yes, so the elements of R2 are of the form A comma B. Now, if I consider set S 1 0 and 0 1, so now this set is the basis of set R2. Why? Because if I consider any element instead of AB, if you write, let's say 5 comma 3, then 5 comma 3 can always be expressed in terms of 1 0 and 0 1. Similarly, AB can always be expressed in terms of, which means that the aim of this chapter is to find a smallest set that can regenerate the whole vector space. So if I have the set S, which is 1 0 and 0 1, I can get any element of R2 from 1 0 and 0 1, and this set has the property that this 1 0 and 0 1 are independent of each other, which means one cannot be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other. Things would be more clear once we go to the generalization, but this is why we are going to start with linear independence. Then linear span means you are writing AB as a linear combination of the vectors 1 0 and 0 1. So we need this concept. Using these two concepts, we are going to talk about the basis of a vector space. So S is the basis of vector space R2. Then the number of the vectors in the basis of a vector space is dimension. So dimension of R2 for usual addition and scalar multiplication is 2. And then we are going to discuss one more concept, row space and column space. So let's start with linear independence. So consider any set of the vectors v1, v2, vr. So it can be a set of matrices, set of functions, set of Rn, and based on that the vectors look like. If it is a set of matrices, let's say of order 2, then v1 is also a matrix of order 2, v2 is also a matrix of order 2, and so on. So a set S, if a set S is a non-empty set of vectors in a vector space V, then the vector equation, so this is an equation. Now whenever you see anything in this course, you have to look it with the glasses of vector space. So here this equation means k1 dot v1 plus k2 dot v2 plus kr dot vr is equal to 0 vector. So then if this equation, if we consider this equation, then this equation always have at least one solution. Think over it. Why? I will come back to it. But then we say that if this is the only solution, so consider an equation v1, v2, vr, vectors are given. You introduce the scalars k1, k2, kr. Mainly scalars we refer to the real numbers. So if this vector equation has only one solution, which is k1 equal to 0, k2 is equal to 0, which means all the scalars are 0. So if this is the only solution, then we say that set S is linearly independent. If there are more solutions, so this is, if you see it in terms of the system of equation, it is saying that it's a homogeneous system of equation which has for sure the trivial solution. But if you see in terms of the vector spaces, then it is saying that if it has a solution where each scalar is 0, If this is the only solution, we say set S is linearly independent. If there are other solutions other than the trivial solutions, then we say set is linearly dependent. So linearly independent, linearly dependent. You will see many examples, definitions would be more clear. But before that, let's talk about this question. We have just said that if this vector equation, if this is a vector equation, it for sure has one solution, which is k1 equal to 0, k2 is equal to 0 and kr is equal to 0. Why is it so? Because we have done a theorem and which says that 0 dot v is always 0. So if I replace k1, k2, kr by 0, then the left hand side becomes the 0 vector and the right hand side is also the 0 vector, and therefore for sure this vector equation has trivial solution. But if it has also non-trivial solution, then we say set S is LD, linearly dependent. Otherwise we say the set is linearly independent. Let's see a first simple example. The set S of R2, again whenever vector addition and scalar multiplication are not defined, we are considering the usual addition and usual scalar multiplication. So if I am just writing the subset of R2, it means I am talking about usual addition and scalar multiplication. So I need to check, is this set Li or LD? So to check it, I must write the vector equation. So A times 1 0 plus b times 0 1 should be equal to 0 vector, which is 0 comma 0, because the 0 vector of R2 is 0 comma 0. The addition, vector addition in R2 is simple addition and scalar multiplication is simple multiplication. This gives me a comma b is equal to 0 0, giving me a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0. This means that this vector equation has only trivial solution, therefore the set S is linearly independent. Consider one more equation, one more set 1 2 5 10. So again I write a 1 2 plus b 5 10 is equal to 0 comma 0. A plus 5b is equal to 0. The second equation is 2a plus 5b is equal to 0, which is same as a plus 5b is equal to 0. So there is one equation actually and two variables, which means one of the variable is free, which means infinitely many solutions. So other than the trivial solution a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, the system has many more solutions, and therefore this set S is linearly dependent. Similarly, if you check for this one, it comes out to be linearly independent. A is equal to 0, b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 0. Let's try one more question. So check if the set S is linearly independent or not. So the approach is same. If they are the vectors v1, v2, v3, you write a v1 plus b v2 plus c v3 is 0 0 0, which is a times 3 1 minus 1 plus b times minus 5 minus 2 2 plus c times 2 2 minus 1, which is 0 0 0. So the first entry is 3a minus 5b plus 2c. The second entry is a minus 2b plus 2c. Third entry is minus a plus 2b minus c, and this is equal to 0 0 0. So if you equate each entry one by one, then you will get three equations. So three equations looks like this one. 3a minus 5b plus 2c is equal to 0. a minus 2b plus 2c is equal to 0, minus a plus 2b minus c is equal to 0. And now recall the system of equation. So this is actually a homogeneous system of equation where the variables are a, b and c. And to solve this homogeneous system of equation, you write the augmented matrix 3 minus 5 2, and then this is 1 1 minus 2 2 minus 1 2 minus 1, and there is one more column 0 0 0. Now you compute its REF or RREF. I prefer you should compute RREF. Try yourself. RREF comes out to be this one, which means the identity matrix, and from there you can conclude that A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 and C is equal to 0, which means that the set S is linearly independent. Okay, next question. What do you think? The singleton set containing the 0 vector. 0 belongs to V, it means we are talking of the 0 vector. The singleton set containing the 0 vector, is it Li or Ld? Singleton set containing the 0 vector. Okay, so since there is only one vector, so if I write the vector equation, it looks like A dot, and instead of V the 0 vector is 0, and on the right hand side you always consider the 0 vector. So this is the vector equation. Now in this vector equation, if you choose A to be 0 or non-zero, it is always satisfied. So this implies that A can be 0, A can be non-zero. It means this vector equation has trivial solution as well as non-trivial solution, and therefore this singleton set is linearly dependent. V is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 means it is not equal to 0 vector. Then what do you say about this singleton set? Again you must write the vector equation. So this time it looks like AV is equal to 0, which is A dot V is equal to the 0 vector. Yes, now V is non-zero. It means if you want A dot V is equal to 0, the only possibility is A is equal to 0, because we know that 0 dot V is equal to 0. So it has only trivial solution, therefore linearly independent. Any set containing 0 vector, Li or Ld, think over it quickly. So it directly follows from point 1. Let's say there is a set V1, V2, Vr and containing the 0 vector. If you write the vector equation, it looks like A1 V1 plus AR Vr plus AR plus 1 0 vector is equal to 0, 0 vector. Now this equation may have a non-trivial solution also. So if you choose A1 0, A2 0 and AR 0, but AR plus 1 if you choose non-zero also, not equal to 0, then also this vector equation is satisfied. And therefore if you consider any set containing the 0 vector, you can directly write it down that the set is linearly dependent. This one is very interesting, and this is how from where the definition comes. So let us consider a set V1, V2 only two vectors, non-zero vectors. If S is LD, which means one vector can be expressed as a linear combination as a scalar multiple of the other. Yes, we have seen the example. So 2, 5 and 4, 10. Yes, if I consider this set S and the other set is 1, 3, 7, 2 under usual addition scalar multiplication. In the first set you can write 2, 5 as 1 by 2, 4, 10. So you have expressed v1 as a scalar multiple of v2. In the second case, it is not possible. If this is u1, this is u2, then u1 or u2 cannot be expressed as ku1. 1 3, if you multiply it by anything, you cannot get 7 2. And here multiplying means the scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication means how it has been defined. In R2, I am considering the usual scalar multiplication, therefore I am considering this example. We will see the examples when the vector addition and scalar multiplication are not usual. And from there, we can conclude that if S be a finite set of non-zero vectors, then S is linearly independent if and only if some vector in S can be expressed as a linear combination of the other vectors in S. So if you write one of the vector as a linear combination, we haven't talked of this concept linear combination, but it means that if you can write, let's say v3 as k1 v1 plus k2 v2, then we can say that the set v1 v2 v3 is LD. Okay, proof of fifth, we can see the proof of fourth one or the fifth one. Let's consider the fourth one. So we are saying S is LD if and only if one is a scalar multiple of the other. So let us write down the vector equation. So k1 v1 plus k2 v2 is equal to the 0 vector. Now I already know it is LD. It is LD means one of the scalar is non-zero. Let us assume k1 is non-zero. Yes, if k1 is non-zero, then I can multiply the whole equation by 1 by k1. So 1 by k1 v1, and I can add additive inverse of k2 v2 on both the sides. That gives me minus k2 v2. Minus k2 v2 here means additive inverse of k2 v2. Yes, now 1 by k1 and k1 gets 1. 1 dot v1 by the 10th property, we know that is v1. So which means that, sorry, here it's by k1 also, which means that v1 is minus k2 by k1 and v2. So if it is LD, then v1 and v2, one can be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other. In the same way, you can prove the fifth part. Okay, now let's see some examples so that it would be clear. For all these examples, we are considering the vector space P2, which means the polynomials of degree less than and equal to 2. All those polynomials under usual addition is scalar multiplication. In each case, you need to tell me is S Li or LD. Let's start with first one. Think over it. The answer is it's LD because the first vector is x square minus 4x plus 4, and I can write it down as 1 x square minus 4x plus 1 by 3 12. So I wrote x square minus 4x plus 4, which is v1, as a linear combination of v2 and v3, and therefore I can say that it is LD. Yes, you can always go by the definition also. You can write a v1 plus b v2 plus c v3 is equal to 0 plus 0x plus 0x square. Solve, get the values of a, b, c, see if the system has trivial or non-trivial solution, based on which you can say it is Li or LD. But sometimes you can directly visualize it also, for example in this case. So it is LD. Next one, 1 plus x, x plus x square, 1 plus x square. So I have to go by definition. So a times 1 plus x plus b times x plus x square plus c times 1 plus x square is 0 plus 0x plus 0x square. If I simplify it, then a plus c, I have to, because they are the constant, Then taking x common, it gives me a plus bx, and taking x square common, it gives me b plus c x square is equal to 0 plus 0x plus 0x square. Now if you equate the coefficient on both the sides, then it gives you a plus c is equal to 0, a plus b is equal to 0, and b plus c is equal to 0. If you simply write it down in terms of the RREF, in the terms of augmented matrix, compute RREF, you get a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to 0, which means the trivial solution, and therefore this set is linearly independent. 1x x square x raised to the power n. In this case, you can again directly say Li, and why you can say that? Because you can say each of the vector has the different powers. First vector, it's x raised to the power 0, so power is 0. Second vector, x raised to the power 1. Third vector, x square, x cube. So if they have the different power, so for example consider x cube and x square, you cannot express them as a linear, as a scalar multiple of the other, because scalar multiplication means the real number. So you can multiply it by anything, you cannot increase this power, and therefore they have the different powers. You can directly write down linearly independent. Sin square x, cos square x, cos 2x. Think over it. Quick answers are required. Please do try by yourself. So this is again LD, because you know that cos 2x is cos square x minus sin square x. Last one, fifth one, Li or LD. So this one is again LD because it contains the 0 vector. So recall the result we just did in the previous slide. If any set contains the 0 vector, and 0 vector means 0 plus 0x plus 0x square in this case. So this is why 0 means the 0 vector. So this set contains the 0 vector, so I don't have to prove anything. I can directly use the result and say that since it contains the 0 vector, therefore the set is LD. So LD, LD, Li, Li, LD. This exercise please do try by yourself, and let's try more interesting exercise. So it says that consider the vector space where the vector addition and scalar multiplication is not usual. You need to tell me set S1 and S2 are the Li or LD. Note it down, try by yourself, and then verify the answer. It's a very, very important, interesting exercise. Please do try by yourself first. Okay, so let me write down the operations again so that we do not forget them before we use. So xy plus wz are x plus w, y plus z minus 1, and a dot xy is ax, ay minus a plus 1. Set S1 is 0, 0 and 1, 0. Okay. If someone do not recall the concept of the vector space, get confused, then they can directly write down S1 is LD because it contains the 0 vector 0, 0. But this is not true, because 0, 0 is the 0 vector under usual addition and scalar multiplication. In this case, you need to compute the 0 vector. So for computing the 0 vector, 0 dot xy, recall the theorem, 0 dot v gives you the 0 vector. So 0 dot xy means a is equal to 0, the first entry is 0, then 0 minus 0 plus 1, which is 0, 1. So 0 vector is 0, 1. It means 0 comma 1 does not contained in S1. So right now we cannot conclude it is Li or Ld. Now let's write down the vector equation. So vector equation is k1 0 comma 0 plus k2 1 comma 0 should be equal to the 0 vector, which is 0 comma 1. Now k1 0 comma 0, a dot 0 comma 0, so x and y are 0. So x and y 0 means the first entry is 0, then this is minus k1 plus 1, then k2 because ax, so x is here 1 and a is equal to k2, then comma y is equal to 0, so minus k2 plus 1 is equal to 0 comma 1. Now you add them, so 0 plus k2 gives you k2, then minus k1 plus 1 minus k2 plus 1 and minus 1, y plus z minus 1, so minus k1 minus k2 and plus 1 is equal to 0 comma 1. If you compare the coefficient, k2 comes out to be 0 and k1 plus k2 comes out to be 0, but k2 is 0, that gives you k1 is equal to 0. Yes, so you start with the vector equation and you get k1 is equal to 0, k2 is equal to 0, which implies that the set is linearly independent. And now recall the set S2. So set S2 is 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0. Now 0 comma 1 is the 0 vector. So 0 vector is directly included in set S2. Therefore I can conclude that it is LD. So set S2 is LD and S1 is Li. So this is an exercise. Again the addition and scalar multiplication are not usual. So if you see the set S, under usual addition and scalar multiplication 1 1 and 2 2, it looks like LD, but you have to check for these operations. This is the exercise which we are going to discuss in the next class, but you must try it before you move to the next class. So if u, v, w are linearly independent, what can you say about u plus v, v plus w, w plus u? Here plus means the vector addition, because this is how you can add two vectors. So in the next class we will discuss more examples and few results related to the linearly independent set. Thank you very much. Keep watching the lectures.